Welcome back, everybody. My name is Eltimar, and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Planescape Torment. Where we left off last time, we had finished the Mortuary level 2, and now we are at Mortuary level 3.
I'm gone. Alright.
So, we got upstairs, we found a way out. We know there is a way out.
I'm gone.
And that is through
Done.
portals.
Alright.
Specifically one on the ground floor. Let's talk to a skeleton worker. This worker, numbered 748, according to the number chiseled above his brow, is odd only in that some of his teeth appear to be false ones made of a reddish-brown stone. They're clearly not valuable, however, as his caretakers would have otherwise removed them. Pardon me, have you seen any skeletons walking around here? The skeleton makes no reply. Great talking to you, Bones. Stay healthy. I wonder if this Greybeard would mind if I borrowed his body. Greybeard? Greybeard, you know, old geezer, fellow, yellow dog, old. Well, I don't think he's in any position to object. Why not take his body? Mort studies the skeleton for a moment, then shakes his head. Nah, I need a fresher one than this, and something with a little more dignity. This one's all creaky and fractured. And you're not? Oh, you're such a sack full of laughs, Mort glares at you. Besides, you're one to talk, Burke. Mirrors beg for mercy when you're around. Oh yeah? At least I have all my parts. Mort snorts. You're not quite sure how you managed it without lungs. Let me tell you, Mort. Let me tell you, Mort. There's nothing more satisfying than walking around, swinging your arms, breathing the crisp air through the lungs. It's great to have a body. I'll have you know that helping you escape the preparation room has now been added to my growing list of regrets. Mort snorts again. I should have let you rot. Some more, that is. Glad you feel that way. Let's go.
Done. Done.
Was there anything else in here before we go racing off anywhere? Oops. Did not mean to do that. Aha, there's more stuff. Well, this is just another way out of the room. Okay, never mind then. Moving on. We're actually going to go this way first.
Alright. Alright.
I don't know why. I have a specific way that I do this place. It's
I'm
just
gone.
a force of habit. That looks like a giant incinerator. This skeleton seems particularly old, the leather straps binding it together cracked and worn. The word repent has been carefully engraved into its forehead with some amount of skill. A rough hand later chiseled 996 onto both its temples. I have to ask, why the smock? I mean, it's not like you have anything to be modest about. The skeleton makes no reply. Great talking to you, Bones. Stay healthy. Let's talk to the dustmen. Except I can't save. Oh, we're being talked to by the dustman. There we go. The dustman regards you with a stony gaze. Are you lost? Yeah, no, I'm not lost. I had some questions. If you are not lost, what is your business here? I'm here to see somebody. Who are you here to see? I'm here to see Dahl. Dahl is most likely in the receiving room on the second floor. He is quite busy, and would not in the best of health. Unless you have pressing business, I would not disturb him. Very well, thanks for the information. The dustman nods and returns to his duties.
I'm gone.
Well, at least we didn't get... He told me to hold. The dustman regards you with this... Oh. Farrell. Alright then. Oh, we got aggroed. Never mind. I'm gonna quickly load. You cannot... Didn't I quick save? Really? It didn't quick save when I went upstairs? Oh well. That's fine.
I'm gone.
We'll really quickly do all of this again. We don't
Alright.
have to talk to that one skeleton. Well, I guess we can and just burn through Moore's conversation with it.
Done.
Slightly
I'm gone.
annoyed at that. 748, we've already done this one. Do 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 do. Alright, next guy.
Alright.
Alright, this is the other one. Miles Smock, great talking to you, stay healthy. And now we can go talk to the dustman. And this time we won't try and screw it up. Although, for some reason it didn't talk. There we go, now we quick saved. Alright. No, we're not lost. We had some questions. We're here to see someone, we're here to see Dahl. He's quite busy, thanks, bye. So he doesn't bust us. We're gonna try and avoid talking to the rest of them now, because there's no real reason to. Other than, you know now what happens when you, don't say the right things to them. They definitely do not approve. They tend to aggro the entire place. A dustman embalming charm and a mortuary task list.
I'm gone.
let's really quickly take a look at the list. Someone has penned a series of tasks in red ink on this scrap of parchment. I would like the contracted workers to be inspected thrice daily at the end of each work shift when the new initiates come on duty. We've experienced too many contracted collapses while engaged in heavy labor as of late, and I fear the embalming enchantments initially used on the corpses may be decaying or may have been warped somehow. If the contracted workers could be inspected every 8 hours and raised if they have collapsed, then this would prevent the backlog of shells in the preparation rooms and free up more contracted workers for other duties. I do not wish collapsed bodies to be disposed of. When possible, the original contracted shells are to be raised and made to resume their duties. I have included spare embalming charms within the shells for the initiates on duty. They are to be used only when the shells cannot be repaired with stitching, bandaging, or applications of embalming fluid. So,
Done.
they like to keep their things alive as much as possible. Let's bust this open, or try to anyways.
Forced it. All right.
Some copper, a bone charm, that's the thing we need to get out of here, or one of the ways out of here, I should
Alright.
say.
I'm gone.
Alright.
All right.
There are
Done.
more things to do here though,
Alright.
guys, so keep that in mind. We're going to grab the junk. Junk is always good to keep around, weirdly. The skin of this female corpse is heavily tattooed with intricate patterns. The skin of her brow has been peeled back so that the number 1148 could be chiseled into the skull beneath. Her mouth has been sealed shut with thick, rough stitching. So, doing anything later? The corpse continues to stare at me. Okay, then. Aha, here we go. The skeleton turns to face you. 42 has been chiseled into its forehead, and a number of its bones, mostly the jaws and the joints, have been bound with leather straps. A black smock is draped over his body. I think this is the corpse I had that memory about. At the sound of your voice, the skeleton suddenly straightens up. It crosses its arms over his chest, and his fingers hook into its rib cage. Cross your arms over your chest. In response, the skeleton drops its arms to the sides, the leather cords securing the skeleton's torso snap, and the ridge cape folds outward like a pair of double doors. I'm going to reach into the ribcage and feel around. To your surprise, your hand vanishes as you reach inside the ribcage. You have a strange feeling it's somewhere else. As you reach inside the ribcage, your hand bumps against an invisible object about the size of a fist and seems to be attached to the skeleton's spine. Take the item out. As you pull the item out, the skeleton suddenly disintegrates and the iron bolts securing its joints clatter to the floor. Whatever this item was, it seems to have been the only thing holding it together. We will examine the item. It looks to be an unremarkable lump of iron. We can't imagine why someone would hide it inside of the ribcage of a skeleton. I'm going to examine it, of course. As you place both your hands on the lump of iron to examine it, there is a hiss and the metal evaporates, leaving behind a strange dagger, a handful of coins wrapped in a dirty cloth, and 2 bloody teardrops. These look like they were inside the lump of iron. I'm going to take the items and leave. And I'm also going to grab whatever it dropped too, which is a wooden
gone.
club. Not super useful. The green steel knife is pretty decent. It's 1d4 damage. I'm going to keep it. Clot charms can stack, luckily. And what's this do? I don't remember what this does. I don't think it does anything. We'll throw it on. Oh, it heals us, right. Okay. So it's a quick item for healing. We can also open... No, we can't yet. Never mind. Soon we will be able to open the earring.
Done. I'm gone.
Let's talk to the zombie. The number is 1146. We did this one already, I think. Maybe not. It's carved into the forehead of this walking corpse. Its lips are sewn together with coarse black thread. The entire body is covered in horrible scars, worse even than your own, as if its owner had been burned to death. Its nose, ears, and several digits are missing, presumably charred away in some long ago conflagration. As you block its path to get its attention, it stops and gazes at you with vacant eyes. So, seen anything interesting going on? It continues to stare at us, and we leave it in peace.
All right.
This one, however, though... This skeleton has either seen a great deal of combat or has fallen down one too many staircases. Both its arms and legs have been broken and rebuilt with the aid of leather straps and thin iron rods. The front of its skull bears the number 863, but the back of the skull is caved in, forming an empty cavity. You notice that someone has taken advantage of this and tucked a rolled up piece of parchment into the skull. We will take the parchment out of the skeleton's skull. You slip the parchment out of the worker's skull. Oddly enough, it looks like the skull cavity is intended to store messages. A tiny string is attached to the parchment from a hook bolted inside the skull, as if to keep the parchment from accidentally falling out. Unhook the string, take this parchment. You unhook the string and glance over the parchment. It looks like a reminder from one of the mortuary custodians, judging from the note. The skeleton seems to be a walking messenger of sorts. As you take a second glance at the skeleton, you realize it has stopped in front of the slab because it can't figure out how to move past it. Examining the skeleton once more. Examine the skeleton carefully. Someone has taken great care to bind the bones of the skeleton with leather straps woven around the body in such a pattern that they resemble muscles and tendons. The straps are secured to metal bolts punched directly into the skeleton's joints. The skeleton looks like it has seen a great deal of service. Many of its bones are chipped, and its numerous fractures are bound with sealant and foul-smelling glues. We're going to try and pry out the skeleton's joint bones. Whoa, Chief, that's vandalism. Those bolts are probably the only thing holding that bag of bones together. Necromancy only goes so far, you know, with these old fellows. You're right, I don't want to cause any permanent damage. Oh, it's not a problem. Mort does a strange bobbing motion that you think might be a shrug. I just wasn't sure if you knew that or not. By all means, go ahead. Never mind, perhaps some other time. We're not going to kill the poor skeleton, there's no real reason to. Hi, Dustman. Are you here to bug me? I'm not lost, I had questions. I'm here to see somebody. I'm here to see Dull. Thanks. Bye.
I'm gone.
They will continue to ask us that, annoyingly. We're not going to go into that room quite yet. That's the last room we need to go into, so not too overly concerned about going there yet. Mortuary Sanctum key, we do need that. That'll get us into there. So we're going down to this room here.
Alright.
There are several things to do in here. Well, mostly just skeleton stuff, so... This animated skeleton smells horrible, as if it had been only freshly stripped and prepared. Its jaw and major joints are tightly bound with leather straps, and a rough smock has been thrown over it. The number 1221 has been chiseled into its forehead. Examine the skeleton carefully. We can pry out the joints again on that one, but we're not going to. This is a well-aged ancient woman. Aside from the embalming fluid stink, the stitches sealing her mouth, and the number 679 stitch onto her right cheek, it's likely that she only looks slightly different now than she did in her final years. Apparently she's not doing anything later, so we're going to leave her alone. This is the guy we want to talk to. The corpse's meaty head was clearly severed at some point and hastily sewn back on. Several different sets of stitching, all in various states of unraveling, seem to indicate that the head is constantly being knocked back off and reattached during the course of its work. A number 79 has been cut into its temple, circumscribed by a fanged circle that appears to have been branded on its forehead. I'm going to examine the fanged circle. The fanged circle looks like it has been branded onto looks like it was branded onto the corpse's forehead long ago, presumably before it died. It might be a religious icon of some sort, a rite of passage. You notice that one of the recesses between the inner fangs has a small triangle within it, as if it has some special significance. I wonder if the space between the fangs match the grooves on this copper earring I have.
Journal.
The corpse makes no reply. It looks like it is too far gone to answer any of your questions. I'll leave the corpse in peace. Now we're going to examine the earring, so we're going to use it. This copper earring looks extremely old. It looks like it was meant to be worn, but there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means of actually attaching it to your ear. There is a series of strange grooves on the inside of the earring, though. Insert your fingernail into the notch that matches where the triangle was pointing in the fang circle you saw on Zombie 79's forehead. You hook your fingernail into the third groove from the top and press it inwards. As you do, there is a click and the top of the earring snaps open. Not only can you wear the earring now, it also looks like there is a secret compartment inside the earring. Shake the earring, see if anything comes out. You shake the earring, but nothing comes out. Whatever was hidden in the earring is gone now. I'm going to put it away. You can actually wear it as an actual earring, but there's no real point to doing that. And we'll loot the room, and we're pretty much done on this floor now. So let's quick save. And then we go boom. Some money and some clot charms. Always good to have healing. A dustman request. A crowbar. And that would appear to be it. Now, we do have a lot of junk in our inventory. So we're actually going to use the iron crowbar as a weapon. 1d6 crushing. Same thing. Weight 3. Weight 3. It's exactly the same as the arm we have as well. But the crowbar, the scalpel, and those kind of things are things we should keep with us at all times. Just because there's things that you can open with them that are kind of important.
I'm gone.
This room does have a couple small things in
I'm
it.
gone.
We'll grab, like the Warhammer, which I think is better than our crowbar. Maybe not, it's just a hammer. So we'll keep the hammer around though, just in case. And what else do we have? Embalming fluid. I'm just trying to save some space in our inventory. We're going to be gathering up a lot of junk. Alright, that is the end of this area. Like always, if you guys have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video.